Welcome back to this another live session, traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable trading day. And beginning with this trading day, another one after the previous one successfully completed, we see the market is in trend and looking at potential entry opportunity in this session as well. And thanks for joining here. If you are here and ready for watching the live and also participating in the trade setup, make sure you first thing guys, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day for regular trade update as well as analysis. So beginning with gold here, looking at the daily chart to see that overall picture in this market. Now daily chart is important because as you guys have seen that previous session, we discussed that daily price action on gold is currently showing bullish, and we might see that potentially a bullish continuation. So far the market structure is bullish here. So beginning with first of all multiple time frame analysis, because when you look at the multiple time frame analysis, you started to see the clear picture in the market. So looking at monthly chart to see that where the market is heading, always look at the bigger picture. When you look at the bigger picture, you can see the smaller picture in its detailed form. So looking at the monthly chart to see that where the market is heading now. From the monthly, you can see there is a monthly candle closed in few days ago, and that's where looking at this monthly price action, this is the monthly level the market has closed. And after the monthly candle closed, we can see the market has maintained this uptrending market structure where price was maintaining the series of higher high and higher low. Welcome. And with this monthly price action here that you can see on gold, showing that the price may potentially remain bullish here because what is going up is likely to go up. That's how that we always look at the market from the bigger picture perspective when we look at the market when it is trending. So the way the market structure has formed here on gold is there is a high probability for maintaining that bullish trend back to the upside. All right, so this is the all-time high that reached price at 4380 level, a little higher, and then the market dropped to this level to 3931, and then we can see the market the previous monthly candle closed with a full body candle close, which is a bullish price action here that we can see. Now this month's initial bounce and then pull back. Now currently also will be marking down the current monthly low, which is this level here on the lower time frame. Welcome. And now what we can see here, that the market from this support, there is a rejection potentially. That's what we are looking at here now. Now weekly price action, the previous weekly candlestick pattern that you can see was a very strongly bull market. So this is a weekly impulse. We have marked all those. This is the monthly low. This is this current weekly low, and this is if we look at the current weekly high is here. So this range is important now to see that the market potentially to this narrow doji that we can see on the weekly, this one, if you look at that weekly doji, is strong bullish confluence here in this market. And if we look at the daily chart here that you can see from the daily, where the daily long wick here at the bottom that you can see in that area, which is the daily long wick, And with this daily long wick, If we look at now the market structure that we can see, the previous daily move that we have seen in this market was here. It is a strong rejection. Previous daily price that we have seen, the price dropped well below to this previous resistance down support. There is a narrower doji that we can see here on the daily time frame on gold, and with this doji the price has, if you look at, this is a resistance down support, tested the resistance as a support and then reacted back to the upside with one single move in that market. So as we see, the market has shown that pattern back to the upside here in this market. Now today's price has reached this daily high and also reached this daily low. And if you looked at our previous session, we have opened a position in that session, and now for our back-to-back 2 sessions, the market dropped to that level. Is trying to break that high here. This market structure that we can see is still showing bullish confluence back to the upside. We are now dropping down to the detailed, that means that to the lower time frame, and this is the 1 hour price action that just opened in few minutes ago. This 1 hour candlestick pattern that you can see showing that bullish confluence here in that market, and that bullish confluence that you can see, which is now potentially to go back again. This is what looking at. It still can come down for a deeper pullback here, but what I'm looking, guys, here to see a short-term bounce back to the upside. This is the 5 minutes price action, and there is a breakout. Now we are going to a level for breakup structure. The reason that we looked at such a higher time frame monthly, came back to the 1 minute, there's only one reason, is to see the bigger flow in the market. Especially we will be keeping eye on the daily and the lower time frame so that we can have the trend, right? If you look at the 1 minute chart now, it's very different from what we can see on the daily or bigger picture. But what we have seen that here, there was a consolidation here that you can see. And that's a, see, this is the market structure that has created previously. Now with this market structure that you can see the market has created here, all right, we can see there is a breakout from that. Now if this, you can see it's now again creating a new lower low and lower high that can come back below here to retest this structure here again, and then to revert back. It's a bit of complex idea, but because there was a long consolidation, there's a breakout. If you look at the market left here an imbalance, which is the fair value gap, and more often the market come back here for retest before it finally bounce back to the upside, right? So two significantly important imbalance that you can see on 1 minute is this gap open has not been tested, and also there is a bullish engulfer with crossover of 10 and 20 EMA, and that level, this is a pure FVG which has not been tested. More often the market come back again to fill that zone before it finally take off or range in that area. So the level that I'm looking at here now for entry is those levels here, the market to come back below here, especially 4198 or 4200, below that level, and then to see if the market, because the lowest point here came today is 4194, and if we enter here for a buy, we can keep our stop loss below this low. If the market breaks below, we'll be cut out with minimum pip. If the market bounce off this level, then it's going to be a big move back to the upside. Though you could see even the market getting a reaction from any of this level. Already we can see there is a consolidation pattern here, and it's potentially showing that bullish move. We'll keep eye here in that area. Welcome back to this live session, traders. Hope that you are enjoying the live session that I'm doing every day. If you are enjoying, make sure you like this stream, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. With a long wick, the market is trying to break that low in that direction here, and that could come back even lower than this in this zone here to retest that support. So with a long wick candle, expecting the market to break that low, and it is still can continue to trend from here. In that case, the market might leave this as an imbalance, which at any point we could see that break below. As there is coming up today, we'll see that there will be high impact news, right? So if you look at here is coming up ADP non-farm employment change. So we'll be covering in this live session. It's just a matter of 1.5 hours. And before that, we could see the market to give us an entry. But one very interesting fact is the forecast is very low here. It's maybe because of the end of the year. The previous one was 42K, This time forecast is 5K. Now we see that there is a multiple long week candlestick pattern is being formed here. That could come back below here to this support level. Welcome, and just looking to see if everything is going well. There is a little bit of we saw there was a bounce and then a little drop in volume here. So this is the zone where the market now moving in a sideway, and that sideway market that you can see can create a stronger impulse here. So we saw that there was a breakout and it's now maintaining this uptrending market structure, which may go for a breakout. So if the market breaks this swing low here, this is the zone that you want to look for buying below 4200 level, because this is where there is a high potential for bouncing back to the upside. So this is where we'll be looking at for us. So this is a potential buy zone, and this is what I'm waiting for, that entry in that area. So this is potential order block 4198, and if the market fails here to create a new higher high, we could see the price to come back to that order block, and we want to place an entry here, either by market or pending order. Stop loss below this low if the market come down here for a retest for this move back to the upside here. So the market managed to trend again, break above. So we are looking at the order block. This is the high probability area. It didn't move much. We are looking at the lower time frame here. So if you look at this, is only 77 pip move so far to the upside here. And one of the, if you look at that whole structure, this is a very quite a few zone here that was choppy. The previous session, if you looked at, we had a trade here and we closed it in that area with and the market again rejected from the level once we closed the trade. So basically it was, there was a breakup structure, and then we have closed the trade from that breakup structure. As the market had that breakup structure, it prepared for another drop here, and we can see the market later in this area now created another sideway market with a multiple rejection, and finally we saw this doji. The price has created a new uptrend here at the moment, and that trend is still maintaining. So because we are looking at, if you look at the daily here, the market just above this daily open. So the market opened here on the daily, and where the market open on the daily, we are looking at that level for an entry in this market, right? So it may still continue to trend. So if it we also mark the daily high, right? So this is the daily high at 4228. We might see the market going to cross to 4228 and maintaining an uptrend, or we might see the market is dropping again back below to this lower time frame support. Created a new higher high, so the trend still maintaining that it may continue to rise back here to the upside. Just pushing that back to the upside, maintaining this uptrend. So you see that it's maintaining a typical uptrending market structure. I'm good, thank you very much for asking. This is a very important day. We are coming another just 1 hour 15 minutes needed to see big move, and let's see what you guys posting a poll again, which is really helpful. So with the upcoming ADP non-farm employment change, right? So we'll be asking a question regarding that. You can cast a vote. That helps to see that what the most community members are thinking, and yesterday we talk about that, and it was most of the time, 95% of the time, it reflects. So today's question is, so ADP non-farm, so the question is, ADP non-farm, the data will create a spike up in gold. So you can write it as a true or false. So do you think that it's gonna create a spike up? So if you think that yes, you can cast a vote on true or false. If you think that the spike will be down, then you can cast a vote on false. Right, so let's see that what most of the members are thinking. So before the data, if the market dropped to that support, we will be looking to go long, and with the data, the market is still, it may happen that there could be a starting of a new trend, or we might see another retest of this weekly high, so which is the 4265, or we could see the downside back below, breaking this weekly low, coming to this previous liquidity zone. So which one you think that's gonna be happening here? So far we can see here is the bullish trend continuation. So you think ADP might manipulate to the downside? Welcome. Anyone else in the downside, you can write it out. That's how we can set our entry. And looking at also DXY, right? There is a significant trend on DXY. Now DXY price will give us a lot of information, guys. If you look at the daily move on DXY, that you can see. Let's look at DXY. DXY will give us big info here. Now, also, if you haven't looked at the previous weekly Forex forecast, I would highly encourage you to look at that. There's a lot of also info there. Now, DXY, this is the daily chart. So what kind of market structure it has created? So there was a first of all double top that we have seen on DXY. So if you look at, this is double top. And with this double top here on DXY, the market, after creating 3 significantly important dojis on the daily, the price has broken back below. And so also I have discussed in our previous weekly Forex forecast, followed by 2. Now this is the bearish engulfer, the previous weeks, and then previous daily was this price action is important because there is a crossover of 10 and 20 MA, and also it managed to break this high, closed as a full body red candle without any wick at the bottom. So this is a volume in this candle, and that created gap opening today straight. Even the market didn't test that gap yet. We see that there's a rejection here, and as with the ADP non-farm employment change, right, the market may slowly cross that low, and this price, if you look at the monthly, there was a pin bar on the monthly, and the price is, there is a pure FBG. The market is still can continue to drop back below. And it can drop down here to this support level. Right, so that is where the market on DXY may remaining bearish here in that market. So if DXY is remaining bearish, there's a gap open, we are looking at gold just the opposite. So that means the possibility here for gold to remain bullish. So this is what we can see. The market on gold may remain upside here, and once the market managed to break that swing low here, we can look at that entry opportunity for this potential bullish trend continuation here in this market. You can target, yeah, so to target, first we need to enter, right? And that's what we are looking at, the entry here in this market to potentially from this breakup structure. This is what we are looking at. And by the way, to enter we need that entry criteria. What's your entry? Do you have an entry criteria, or how do you like trade? Share some of the info that will be helpful for others also. So do you trade randomly? That means, do you trade signal or randomly or yourself? How do you trade? Do you look for confluences from important area of value? Because that's where you'll see that the market sometimes get very confusing if you do not use confluences for your entry. Do you use randomly or you use any kind of confluence here? We got some votes here that is still showing spike up. Trade market structure, shift with FVG and retest the FVG. So you basically you are trading with that. So trend trader, in another way we would say that you are a trend trader, right? How do you like being a trend trader? If you want to be a trend trader, then definitely you need some kind of tool that can give you confirmation of the trend, right? Because becoming a trend trader means that you need to know that when the market is breaking out of the structure, that's where you started to find the right entry opportunity. So using a tool is helpful because the market will not always give you perfect structure. The market is very random, right? One of the most, what I would say, that the complex thing in the market is that it's always future. That means you won't be able to, like, there is always some kind of variation in the structure, right? Imagine that if you look at a bull flag, thank you very much. I use FVG market structure course, thank you. So if you look at, let's say, a bull flag, if you look at the bull flag is created like that. But when you see the bull flag, this is an ideal bull flag. But you see that the bull flag had a lot of variation, and it's very difficult to find out exact confluences of that bull flag. But how do you then identify a bull flag had a breakup structure? So if you look at here, you see this is a bull flag. It's sometimes very subtle, very difficult to identify. That's a bull flag. Now if you look at some other kind of bull flag, you see this is also a kind of bull flag. The market has created an impulse and then started to consolidate in a sideway that has broken back below. So to trade a bull flag, the first step, or any kind of structure, sometimes you see the cup and handle pattern. So if you look at an impulse and then the price will create this semicircular structure, creating another small one and then bouncing back to the upside. So this kind of structure also very common, and any structure it will create. What we need to look at is not to trade from that structure immediately, neither from the breakout. You'll see the bull flag or any structure will go for a breakout just to see that it's returned again from that breakout. So what is the most effective strategy to trade this kind of bull flag or any kind of structure? We'll be discussing here is some kind of, again, bullish confluences that's creating. Might be able to find a short-term entry that I'm looking at, guys, here. So the market is slowly here, if you look at, it's trying to break that high and it's on a support level. What do you want to see here? The market to retest and then to bounce off that level. Good evening. And it is currently in a bullish trend that you can see on the lower time frame. Oh, thank you. This is a random choice that basically it's good to have some, like learn. Now, the market here is it's a mixture, right? So breaking that low here with this move, that you can see the market potentially to come back below and to drop that further back below. So with this break, what do you want to see the market to potentially come back to this order block? And coming back to this order block is where you want to see an entry. As this breakdown, that you could see the market to continue to drop down further back below here to this support level. And the current level that I'm expecting the market to come back well below for us to be able to enter. You can still maintain an uptrend from this level that you can see. There's a 15 minutes FVG. Yeah, this is where 15 minutes price action. This is the previous 15 minutes support, and the market still can come well below here in that area. And that's the support. As the market is maintaining the downtrend, you could see the price to come back well below. It left a huge imbalance here and here in this two zone here. And I think if the market breaks down, as coming up in just a matter of an hour, less than an hour, ADP non-farm employment change, the price may slide back down below here. And that is where the high probability trade setup may comes in play here. It's on a, now if you look at, there is a rejection that from this level, we wouldn't consider this one. I wouldn't consider as a breakable structure because it didn't break straight. We saw that there was a multiple manipulation here from this zone, and then the price is coming back below here in that area. Now, depending on, of course, here how the price action is closing. If we see a stronger trend, so if this is the 5 minutes, there's a move, pullback, another move, and if it creates that uptrending market structure, here is what we are looking at to enter from an important area of value. So this is 1 hour price action, also created 1 hour doji. There is also 30 minutes, 15 minutes. If you look at the 15 minutes, also breaking this low, it's getting that reaction back above. Okay, now we got a level here, right? This is the current support level. There is a volume in that move that you can see before the news. Now, if the market retests this support, we can look for bullish entry above this level because it respected that level here. Understanding key level will give you a key to entry, right? Because you see the market is constantly evolving, changing, creating a new level. And that's why not fixate on a certain opinion about the market is the best way to trade the market, okay? Because always keep your option open for entry in both direction. That is when, especially when you are trading on the lower time frame, guys. This is a very important key concept that keep in mind, that one will change the way you look at the market. Because once you fixate your mind on only trading from this level or only going long or short, what happened? The mind has a filter, so you started to ignore the possibility of this market to go this direction. It's certain. Because if you looked at our previous session, we had a trade here, right? And we opened bullish trade and it moved certain level, and then we can close later, it broken back below. Now, this is an example, right? Because the market can go in any direction at any time. And therefore, always update your possible level that you can enter from the area of value. So this move that you can see has created by the buyers. And this move, this level is important here, is because it crossed this previous swing low and created the interest that was in the buyers before here, and then again buyers that has created the interest. So that level is an important level. Now, how the market will react to that level also important. It's not only the level, but also how the market will, or the sellers or buyers will react or interact with that level will determine either this level should be trading or no. So this is what we were discussing in our previous session as well. That I had a question in our previous session, that a different kind of breakout. So there is always, when you look at the market, more often you can get, guys, false breakout, false breakdown. So how do you identify the false breakout or breakdown? From the way it will create that breakdown or breakout will give you an idea of either it's a false breakout or it's an actual breakout. All right, so now here we are progressing towards a high impact news coming up. And so far, the market structure that you can see is giving a bullish confluence back to the upside. So is your bias bullish or bearish today? So far we can see that bullish trend. What's your bias? We see that 74% casted bot with the ADP non-farm to spike up. So the casting bot really helps because that's how you can see that more understanding of what most of the traders think of. Welcome. What's your bias? You can share, you guys. What do you think here coming up news, and that can bring increased volume in the market. So coming up in few minutes, ADP non-farm employment change, which is forecast to be 5K. We could see that gonna be big, and that's why we're looking at this market to break from the structure and then to return back again here in that area. So if you look at the daily, you can see the market on this daily level. The price is here, and here is the bullish market structure that you can see the price is created, where we are looking at there is an inverted head and shoulder, and the market is still maintaining that series of higher high and higher low, which is this current support level, and it's still maintaining that uptrend. The market left significant imbalance here in that area that you can see. Okay, so you see that there is a more vote on spike up. If you guys have seen that tool, you can cast a vote. That's gonna be helpful to see that most of what traders are thinking, because the market is in fact shaped by most of them which way think the market also more often will move in that direction is because, you know, if you think that the market will go up, then definitely your order will be to the upside and the volume will come to for the buyers and the market will go up. So that's why it's important to see that what majority of the traders are thinking. But now there is another important information. If you look at here, that you see the market more often goes opposite of the sentiment that you can see that from the survey. Also, there is a reason we will be discussing on that. Okay, with this inverted head and shoulder, the market has created this structure and it's now trying to break to the upside. The volume is showing up to be bullish. So here is now it's maintaining an uptrending market structure. So here we are looking at in that area here. This is, guys, you can see this is a now potential for a breakup structure, and as the data coming in that coming few minutes, so that will bring volume, because later coming up we'll see that also ISM service PMI. These two news are quite important, and tomorrow unemployment claims. And NFP moved to the third week of December. Welcome. It's a little loud music. Welcome back to this live session. I hope that you guys enjoying the live session by PP 4250. Now the spike coming, and as with NFP, not NFP, ADP non-farm employees, just one event. So that's where looking at, first of all, we want to see that in few minutes the data to come up, and that might create liquidity grab, which can give momentum in the market. Stirring in the buyers. Yes, the buyers is on the market now. We can see there is a significant bullish price action, and the way the market structure is forming, which is potentially a move ahead. So today's high is at 4228. Now with the spike, if the market tests the low, very high chance of going back up, or even with this move we could see that the market to potentially to retest that daily high. So before the data, if we see a break of a structure here, that is what we want to enter now from the trend. And the market creates that enough confluences here for an entry. There's a 50 minutes candle close. If you look at it, has broken that resistance line. Now this market can straight come back here to this support, then continue to rise, or we could see continuation pattern here. So you can see that breakout structure here. So before the ADP non-farm employment change, we can see there is a break of structure here, and that's why looking to see the price action to show up. The bullish confluence. The recent support that the market has created for 205, 4198 or 420 is a little ambitious level here. If the spike bring that market below here, it's a good area for potential buying. So when you're looking at the lower time frame price action here in that market, we can see that here there is a multiple rejection. You have only 25 minutes for the news to come up. After multiple rejection, the market now creating an impulse to the upside here in that market. Yeah, so with the with the trend here that you can see the market, we need to see the market breaking out of the structure, and that's where you can look for that entry opportunity here in this market. So it's creating an ideal sideways market structure here, and that market structure could break here or can break below to the support. If we look at the 1 hour here, that you can see the market already has moved to fair value gap, and as the news coming, possibility here to deep further. It's now little overextended on the lower time frame, so there is a possibility for the deepening of this market structure before it takes off for a new higher high. And in the next 20 minutes before the news, we'll see that if the market deepening, and as you know that we do enter quite a few trades, so patience is key here. Be waiting for the entry after the price action confirmation. So sideways market means that the volume little dropped here. Okay, when news is coming in, so less than 20 minutes, ADP non-farm employment change, and then followed by also there will be ISM service PMI. So you are waiting for, there is a 1 hour candle close coming, and this candle close and then followed by the next one will hold the news. So the current level of support, thank you very much for your call. Here is what you can see, that the support, and just looking at the multiple time frame. So this is the 1 hour support, and as with the candle close, there will be some kind of potentially a pullback here. And so with the candle close coming on the 1 hour, so with a series of higher high and higher low, the market has just printed a new 1 hour candlestick pattern. Now this 1 hour candle close that you can see with a full green bullish candlestick pattern, and now with the data, if it drop down for a pullback, we are looking at possible buying opportunity back to the upside here in this market. And market structure is, now there is a 1 minute bearish engulfer, So from the 5 minutes, if you look at the trend here, so what kind of market structure we can see in this market? This is a, if you look at, this is an impulse, and then with this move there is a correction, and you can see another move, correction, there is an inverted head and shoulder, oh, there's a correction. So at this point it's approaching this large fair value gap, which is bearish fair value gap, and with this large bearish fair value gap, the market may approach that with this single move, or you could see that breakout structure. We'll be interested to go long if the market drop to the support and then return again back to the upside. What's the support? 205 for 205. The current support at 4205 to 4203 level. This is the 1 hour level, 4205, which is the 1 hour support. If the market has the spike coming in 10 minutes, the market can drop a lot back below, and I think there is a possibility for deepen, but we are not selling, as you know that the market trend is bullish, so we are looking for breakup structure and then continuation. There's an order block at 4198 level. If you look at this narrow smaller doji on the 1 minute, this one, this is a high liquidity zone, and that's where the started this move back to the upside. So if you look at, this is where the whole move started to this level, and if the spike come, then we could see the market to drop to that level and then to go back. So this is how you can take very big trade. And if there is a waterfall or a stronger spike back below, that's gonna potentially to cross this doji, and that's why I was waiting for a bigger move here. And then once the market tests the daily low, possibility to go even higher here. So if you can successfully see the market tested that level, there's a possibility of 300 pip move. Especially when the market doesn't move a lot, you can find out this kind of order block and wait for the market to show that, and then buying from those or selling from those levels. Now after the news, the sentiment might change a lot. It might still spike to the upside. If the market spike here straight upside, then we will be waiting for a drop even to this level for entry to the upside again. So you want to see a move in one direction strongly, and then the market has come back to the same level of support for another retest. So that's why the news candle is important to create that spike in one direction. So these are what I'd say the variable criteria, that you are not a rigid or fixer in one setup, because the market is always changing, right? And once you have the variable setup, that means If this happen, that's gonna be the setup. Then you have more option to enter the trade based on the changed market condition. Okay, so we see there is a bounce and the market slowly breaking that low. We have 6 minutes to go for the data to come up, and then we'll see that how the market creates new structure, and we can look for the entry based on the market structure formation. We have 5 minutes to go for the news to come up, and I'm looking at the 5-minute chart here. That you can see there's a bullish engulfer. So there is an initial breakup structure. So have 3.5 minutes for this data to be coming. Welcome to the live session, guys. If you're enjoying the live session, before the news come up, make sure you cast a vote here. We see that 42 votes and 74% looks to be spike up true. So we still will see that what kind of market structure it is creating. And in the meantime, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. One minute. Okay, so there is a initial break below, and if this is a head and shoulder, you might see the spike coming down. Okay, that's got spike back up. 5-minute chart after the candle close, there's a move back to the upside. Selling for 212. It's a bull market. That's a significant bounce. Now created a new support level. All right, so now this 15 minutes candle, the market may come back to 4211. So looking to see for an entry here from the 4-hour, you can see there is a breakout, and we will be waiting for a pullback for an entry. Okay, so if the market straight drop back here, we will be looking to go long from that zone. So there's a possibility for a short-term drop back below to the support, which is nearly to 60 to 70 pip. Now, if in this area the 1 minute price action create a stronger liquidity grab from the top, we can even sell for short term. But the bias here is bullish, so I'm ready for any entry coming along the way. So you might be able to find short-term entry for this move here. There's a possibility for a drop back below to this support, and I'm going to open here a short-term selling opportunity from this bearish engulfer, keeping stop loss above this high, so which is tight stop loss only 38 pip, taking profit target to this level here. It's a short-term selling opportunity on gold that I'm looking at. Anything can happen, guys. Make sure that you put a stop loss as the market still can bounce off that level. So stop loss here at 4223.13, 42 4223.13, and take profit target at 4211.25. Now this is a very tight stop loss. We can move a little bit higher if we need it, just to keep the risk reward better. it still can go back up a lot. So I'm just looking for a short-term entry. Can set against the trend, but we are looking at here with the candle close, expecting a deeper pullback, and we are trading that pullback at, as the market is with the news has got overextended. If it goes out, we will be getting out shortly. So I have sold gold with a very tight stop loss here. There is only 36 pip stop loss depending on your entry. I will be moving a little higher to give a little bit of space. So 4223, I'm moving my stop loss at 4223.50. So I move my stop loss at 4223.50. Now the market is with the news, there is a spike back to the upside, expecting an a deeper pullback, and the market trend is still bullish. So what we are here, the market left an imbalance here. So looking to see the market to come back for this imbalance to fill, as there is a bearish fair value gap here in that market. So we have entered into the profit area. So my entry here is at 4220.70. 4220.70. So it's a very tight stop loss that I had. I have only with this trade, guys, only 28 pip stop loss. I'm running in profit at the moment and holding on to that for this potential drop down. And if the market drop to that level, it's gonna be more than 3 times profit target. And if you guys are enjoying the live session that I'm doing every day, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. This is a very tight stop loss trade, so we may not run very long. As soon as we see the market got to enough profit target, we either will be closing manually or will be closing partially. I'm running at nearly to 20 pip profit at the moment. I would like to see the market has dropped back below here to that support level. Thank you for joining here, and I'll see you there, guys. You guys are learning here. Still we are running with the trade, and we'll keep running, and let's wait to see. So here's the trade, so getting some rejection. All right, so there is a bearish rejection here as well. Awesome, there's a bearish pin bar, and looking for a little higher profit target. Coming below our entry here. There's a 5-minute candle close with a narrow doji, and it's gonna be a little complex here. Very tight stop loss, and all right, so that's interesting. The market has got rejection again, and so as soon as I will close, I'll give a shout out because this is a against the trend trade. So if we see that the market is still maintaining the downtrend, we will be running. Otherwise, we will be holding on to that. We'll be taking profit or we'll close as soon as we see the market is not going in our favor. So you see that still the market is here showing some bearish move. There is still possibility to come back down here, and still running in. So I'm at entry here now, and coming down. Still holding on to that, guys, here, and so the market has created another bearish engulfing that might bring that market back below further. Running in, it's a good one. Now see, there is a bearish fair value gap, there's a bullish fair value gap, and as soon as I will close, I'll let you know, guys, that what I'm doing here and running in, and I might close fully because I will not run this trade partially. So I will be exiting this trade before this 1 minute candle close. Okay, we might see the deep end here because it's a very tight stop loss. It's a good profit running that I want to take it fully now. At this point, I have closed the trade with the running profit. It's a scalping trade. I have taken the profit with this trade 40 pip, which is because there's a very tight stop loss. I'm out with the trade with the running profit. Done. Okay, so here the market now might move little in a sideways. So what's your status with the trade? You can let me know, let us know in the live chat. And we may go to the daily opening or may not go. We might see the market again moving in the direction of the trend. We could see that it's less likely to be strongly bullish without retesting this previous support level, but it still can go back to create a new higher high. Alright, so it's now pushing back again, and this might now could create a new higher high or could continue to drop back down here. So there's a long wick that we can see it's creating. So you can let us know what's your status of your trade. And here you can see the market created quite a few long wick candlestick pattern in that area where the price may could come or may, because there is a breakup structure here, it can continue to create a new higher high or dropping again down to the support level. You're still on it. If it rejects now, it might come back here. The reason I'm out is because it's against the trend trade, okay, and also very tight stop loss. In gold, having a stop loss of like 25 pip, 26 pips, way less than expected. So because my entry was a little late and took a big, very short gap here. We'll be discussing in depth about the education behind the trade. So let's take a little break to see that what the market might be doing here. It can't cross that level because it's very tight. Yeah, you're taking trade during that time period is really, there's a volume in it, so it's good to see that. So what we can see in the market now is that the price potentially preparing for, as we discussed, that from the daily, it's on the daily bullish move. And what I think the price, as we discussed in our previous daily move, market to potentially bounce off the level to the major direction of the trend. That could be the move that coming later with the NY session. And we'll see you again, guys. This is a great trading session that we have completed, and here I'm looking at further entry later in NY session. And by the way, we are almost nearing to the end of this session. We have 2 sessions coming up also tomorrow, and we'll be trading there again. If you enjoyed this session, make sure you like and also subscribe to that channel for more update and education as well as analysis. And also you can stay connected by joining Telegram. You can find link below this video for more updated analysis and education and all the updates that I'm sharing. That being said, thank you for joining, and I'll see you again, guys, with another trading session. Till that, stay well, stay happy.